welcome back. This is episode 32, I do believe. Might be 33 if you count the little bonus episode I gave you. But today, we are going to be making another board because having one board on one board game, that's cute. But having more, you might want more. I don't know. You could design Mario Party and Godot from this. We're also going to fool with cameras a little bit, but I'll show you later. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to make another scene to make another board. Now, in my reference project and in literally every project ever, this would be called main.tscn. I don't know how. Well, I have it on film, so I'm sure I could go figure it out. But in my project, this got called pinkpiece.tscn. So I'm going to make an inherited scene from Pink Piece, which makes no sense, and I feel really goofy doing it. I hope yours got called main.tscn. But if it got called pinkpiece.tscn, oh well. You'll notice that at least right now, they're both the same. I'm going to call this main 2. I'm going to save it as main 2, which is a much more logical name than pinkpiece.tscn. I could rename pinkbeast.tscn, but sometimes Godot gets a little funny about when you move or rename files. So I'm going to leave it alone for just right now. Anyway, if we play main 2, it should play just like the other board, right? The piece is going. Yeah. Samesies. All right, I will make sure that this lands in the Google Drive where you've been getting your materials. Depending on when you access this, you may have it already, but I made you board 2. So we're going to take the sprite board, or the board, comma, sprite, this thing. We're just going to replace it. Drag it in. Whoa. It probably needs to be centered because right now, I'll just show you. Looks like that, which I guess we could keep it that way, but I'm not going to. How's that sound? I'm just going to use the arrow keys and just kind of swoop it down. There, and that's really all that takes. Now, the pieces can only move where there's spots, and our spots stop right here. So we do need to add more spots. What do we got? 19. So we would 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I named them all start. What did I do? I'm going to speed this up because this is going to just stink to watch. But I'm going to make spot start whatever 20, 21, 22, 23 on to the end. And I've got to add them to our game spaces array. So let me make the spots. Hold tight. All right, here I go adding them to the array. Nailed it. I think I probably said this in the episode where we did this array. You actually could do like get children. You could do this in code. You could do get children of this and throw them all into an array in code. I still like this way because if you have branching paths, I think that's going to make it a little easier. But check this out. Because we hard-coded literally no numbers in any of our code, well, except for that test value. We'll come back to him in a second. It knows gamespaces.size now equals whatever the size of the array is. I'm not going to go back and look at that number. I don't have to know what the number is. This all just works no matter how many spaces there are. With one exception. Let me save real quick. Let's play, and I'm going to make roll equal 25 because we can definitely go down that far now. Save, play. So here we go. Blue piece is going to go. Yeah, bye, blue piece. Bye. So, like, game works. It doesn't crash. So it does work, but the pieces can just like escape where they're going. All right, so how do we fix it? So Godot has nodes called camera nodes. Let me put one on pink piece. It's going to follow pink piece around. Actually, you can see this purple outline. That's Godot telling you what the camera is going to show you. So problem. Let me mute the music so I could talk to you while this is going. I don't feel like you all can't hear me when the music's going. I don't really know. First of all, if I run it, it looks like this. That's crazy. It is going to follow pink piece. I don't know what the dice just did because the camera's not pointed at it. Speed this up a little. Okay, so it's Blue's turn. Blue doesn't have a camera, so the camera will not follow Blue. And it's gonna be the exact same problem. Blue's gonna go off and away on his own again, never to be seen until he turns that little U-turn. Okay, so we can give Blue piece a camera too. I don't even know what this is going to look like when we fire it up. It's not going to be right, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so blue piece gets to go first. We're going to just trust that we clicked dice. Well, why isn't blue piece's camera working? All right, here's why. There's a property called enabled, and this tells Godot, all right, bucko, you're looking through this camera. Right now, they're both enabled, and I think Godot is picking the pink piece's camera because it's higher up in the scene tree, but I actually can't prove that in court. I'm actually not totally sure why. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to disable both cameras. Now neither camera works, but at least when we start it up, it's not going to look completely like crazy like it did before. Okay, so we probably need to talk to these cameras to let them know who gets to go. I'm going to do that in the piece script. Go to good old piece.gd. I heard a trick on a YouTube video today. I'm going to see if it works. I'm going to click, drag. Now I'm going to hold control and drum roll. Oh, it did it. Okay. Aha, first try too. Anyway, because both of these have piece.gd, yeah, they do. Yep, see? They can both talk to their own cameras right now. I'm going to leave both of these cameras disabled. I'm going to go into main. A function where we switch pieces, I believe, is, yeah, whose turn is it? If it's the pink piece's turn, we want to turn the pink piece's camera on, right? But there's a fine chance that if the pink piece's camera is on, the blue piece's camera could also be on because it could have just been blue piece's turn. So we've always consistently got to turn one camera on and one camera off. Let's make a variable just for this function. We'll call it the other piece. So if it's the pink piece's turn, piece says pink piece, but the other piece is the blue piece, right? Else, if it's the blue piece and the other piece is the pink piece. Hello. Equals pink piece. I don't know where my head is today. So no matter what's going on, we need the piece's camera to be enabled. No. PIECE dot camera 2D dot enabled true, and that'll turn that on. By the way, really common. We called it camera 2D lowercase. We did not call it camera 2D uppercase. That'll crash it. So if you get a crash there, that's I would check that first. Now we need the other piece, no matter who he is, we need his camera to turn off. Hello. 2D dot enabled equals false. So let's try it. I've got the music off, right? Yep. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're going to try this on our new board, the big board. So we can see it scroll down, right? And also, you notice that it populated because we put it over here and this inherits. So it inherited these cameras and it inherited the new code and it inherited the declaration and inherited everything. And it should run just fine. Famous last words. Okay, so it's still on pink piece. We can fix that. So, I mean, we're going to trust that that dice rolled. We'll fix that later. Don't worry about it. We should be able to see. Yep, pink piece can go down now, and pink piece should be able to go down below this line because this is where we were technically getting the bug. Yep. See, we see pink the whole way through. And when it switches to blue, it should. What happened? Oh, it did it on the click. Huh. Okay, we get the idea. I'm going to fix a few things. We're not going to fix this all the way today because fixing this all the way is very long and very tangly. One thing you notice, I'm going to just restart it again. We're not going to play it, is that the camera centers itself right on pink. There's a couple of ways to fix this. One of the ways we could fix it is just to make this area not gray, and then the user would never have any idea. You could throw a bunch of decorations over here, make yourself look really fancy. Here's what we're going to do, though. I'm going to go back to main. See the camera? Over here, every camera 2D has what's called limits, meaning where can the camera go? Right now it's set to I don't even think we'd be able to find that coordinate. Way, way, way up here, way, way, way down here, da, 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 da. You get the idea? Could we set these through code? Absolutely. Are we going to use nodes to do it? Yup. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I stole this method a little bit from Heartbeast, literally a goat. If you think my tutorials are even okay, you need to go listen to him because he's way better at this than I am. But this is his camera limiting method. We're just going to pretty it up a little bit for our 2-camera setup. I should feel bad for taking his methodology, but I really don't. Pretty much every code ever is built on the base of codes that have been written prior to. I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to save branch as scene. Yeah, looks great. I'm going to click on the clapboard to open the scene. I'm going to give it 2 marker 2Ds. We know these already. These are our spots. Duplicate him. On the camera, I'm going to make sure transform is 0, 0, and it is. I'm going to make one other node. It's going to be a node, not a node 2D, a regular white node. My markers are now going to become children of the white node. So here's why. Camera 2D, because it inherits from node 2D, has a 2D position on the grid. Marker 2D also has a 2D position on the grid. It's going to inherit that position from camera 2D. For some reason in the Godot editor, if we throw a regular node in here, that breaks that inheritance. And it just, these guys now cannot see the camera 2D's transform, which is what we want, because we don't want them to move when the camera moves. I've already demonstrated that the camera moves. I'm going to name him top left. I'm going to name him bottom right. May as well name him limits. Okay, we're ready to roll. Pink piece already has this fancy camera 2D scene. Blue piece doesn't. So delete the regular camera 2D scene. See the link? That's the instantiate button. Click that. I think I've gone over this before, but instantiate just means make a new. Camera 2D.scene, open it up. Oh, looks so good. I've actually gotten a little bit ahead of myself. So let's go back into the camera scene. Click on camera 2D. He's going to get a script. I want the camera to be able to talk to these two right here, top left and bottom right. So I'm going to, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see if I can do my new magic trick. Drag in, now press control. Okay, it worked. Hooray. What we're going to do is we're going to back in these main scenes. Back in these main scenes, we're going to be able to drag around the camera limits or the marker 2Ds that we set up and set the camera limits that way. And we're going to have the camera read that through code. So we're going to do it right and ready. Funk, ready. The camera knows these as limit left, limit top, limit right, and limit bottom. So now that we have these names, we're completely unstoppable. Limit top is going to be the top left dot position dot y. Limit left is going to be the same as top left dot position dot x. Limit bottom equals bottom right dot position dot y. Y is it yelling at me? Oh, it decided it's fine. Okay, well, if you're happy, I'm happy. Limit right equals bottom right dot position dot, guess it, x. Whoops. Z is for 3D. Now, if we come over here, I'm in the main scene. See where it says camera 2D? If I right click on it, should be an editable children. There it is. Click this check key box. Now I can move top left and bottom right wherever I want to. That's where the top left of the camera should be. I feel okay about that. Bottom right, there's a cool trick where if I hold Alt, it'll only move the highlighted node. So I've got bottom right highlighted and I'm only moving bottom right. And I want him right here. Oh, it even made red lines for me so I can line that up nicely. You do have to do the same for the blue piece. And at first I was like, oh, that's probably not okay. I should probably make that so that blue piece and pink piece are kind of reading the same thing. But then I thought there might actually be a reason in your board game why you would want the pink piece to not be able to see the blue piece's side or something. That could, like, maybe you're on two sides of a forest. Maybe you've got power ups or power downs or something in your game. But my game, it makes sense for everybody to be able to see the board. So I'm going to save this as it is. Oh, speaking of, control save. I'm going to click. It should look, this board should look the same. And let's check and see if the camera moves at all. It probably won't because I've got it limited to just these corners. Yeah, works. But what about over here? Sorry. We still got to set the top left is corrected here. Bottom left, if I hold down Alt, I want, whoa, where'd you go, buddy? Oh, because it inherited where bottom left is from the main. Cool. Anyway, bottom left is right here. I'm going to move him. I probably could have. Bottom right, I can't read. I'm sorry. Bottom right is down here. I probably could have moved them both at the same time. I didn't. That's fine. Okay. So, I don't feel like I've got them both in the same spot, and I want them both in the same spot. Nice. When we play this board, the camera should scroll, but it shouldn't do like that weird thing where it goes outside the bounds. Let's see. Ha 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 ha. Look at that. Look at that. All right, I'm going to let it. Nice, nice. I'm going to let it switch to pink piece. And it should just pop back up to pink piece and look normal doing it. Pink's turn. Okay, so if you like this, great. Can't wait. See you next time. If you want this fancier, next time we're going to make the camera transition just like a little tiny bit nicer. We've also got to fix the dice because the dice is going away. If you've used Godot before, you probably know how to fix the dice already. If you don't worry. We'll fix it next week. I am not worried about it. All right. Anyway, you have an excellent one, and I will see you some other time.